On.
Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Tech Talk, the Tech Divas. And we have in the house today my favorite friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and Aunt Carolina from California Cover-Ups.
Also a tech diva.
We're the Biz Chicks. So we want to welcome you to the show because this is where we talk tech in English. And we're going to start. We want to mention that our friend Terry Johnson from New York City is visiting friends and relatives, so she won't be on today. So we want to give a shout out. Hey Terry, how you doing? We hope all is well in New York City, and we're going to get started over here in Sacramento, California. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Fran. What's the news in tech this week?
Good morning. There's a lot of little things happening in tech this week. Okay, let me start with the computer mouse gets patented. And I want to show you what the mouse actually looked like, if I can show it to you on the screen. Let me see if I can pull that up.
Really? See?
Wood.
We despise small beginnings. Wow, that is a winner.
Yeah, it was made out of wood and some other stuff. But they crafted that dude. You can see how they cut it with. Okay, but they didn't let them stop.
And then they refined it.
And it kept getting refined until we now have a mouse that is not connected to it, and we got track pads, all kind of stuff going on. November 17th, 1970, Douglas Engelbart receives a U.S. patent. 3,541,541 for his XY position indicator for a display system more commonly known as the computer mouse. He called his device a mouse because the cord looked like a tail. The mouse was first prototyped in 1964 but wasn't demoed until 1968 and was not included with a commercial computer until the Xerox 8010 Star Information System in 1981. So it was 11 years from the time that he did the prototype till somebody actually used it.
And those the little mouse gadgets that my kids were using in elementary school were high tech.
Right.
You know, because I take it for granted now because everybody had a mouse by the time they were in, junior high school and stuff. But I'm just thinking, wow.
Yes. So
they were cutting edge.
Very cutting edge. Apple first brought the mouse to a personal computer with the Lisa in 1983. However, the mouse did not become ubiquitous until after 1984 when Apple's Macintosh popularized the device.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. Okay, November 18th, 1963, Bell Telephone offers the first electronic push-button telephones to customers in Carnegie and Greensburg, Pennsylvania. That's your neck of the woods.
That's my neck of the woods. They offered what?
The first electronic push-button telephones. I'm going to show you that picture, too.
Yeah, what is that about?
These.
Oh, girl, please. Like, what is she talking about? I was trying to imagine.
Yeah.
They talk about the cordless thing, but they talk, you can push buttons.
Yes.
You know what? My grandmother had one of those.
Well, it was introduced in 63. Dual multi-frequency technology touch-tone was also introduced on the same day in order to accommodate the new push-button telephones.
So they were called push buttons.
Mm-hmm. And the star and the pound key were not introduced until 1968, 5 years later.
Okay.
Okay, November 19th, 2006, Nintendo releases the Wii game console to compete with Sony's PlayStation 3 and Microsoft's Xbox 360 by foregoing raw computing power for increased player interaction, utilizing the innovative motion-sensitive Wiimote controller. The Wii defied expectations and became the best-selling 7th-generation game console. Wii was the one where you can take the wand and be able to do stuff, and you were actually interacting with the game, playing tennis, whether you were bowling, golfing, or whatever. Having the Wii remote
allowed you to move within the game.
Yes, as the game was moving. And so that photo is, everybody hopefully knows what the Wii is.
I remember that. My grandson said that.
And
yeah.
I had a Wii. They had Wii Fit, where you were doing the exercises along with, you had to have the Wii remote in your hand. It was actually very, you actually moved.
Mm-hmm.
And so technology has come a long way. November 19th, 2007, Amazon introduces their Kindle e-book reader. Where other companies had released e-book readers in previous years with limited success, the Kindle's integration with Amazon's industry-leading book distribution system helped to catapult the e-reader into the mainstream consciousness. The Kindle sold out within 5 hours of its debut.
Okay, and I remember too, a certain celebrity said that they took their Kindle with them to the beach, etc. And the next thing you know, everybody's got a Kindle, and that they liked being able to change the color of the page from dark to light, etc., etc. And they were talking about the Kindle on their TV program,
where you can read a book on the Kindle. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Windows 1.0 ships on November 20th, 1985. 2 years after initially being announced, Microsoft finally ships the first version of Windows. Now, they announced it 2 years before.
Oh.
It didn't ship till 2 years later. Okay. Originally slated to be shipped in April of 1984, the long delay caused skeptics to begin to accuse Windows of being vaporware. Due to the relatively high demand of then current PC technology, Windows 1.0 was generally considered too slow to be usable. It wasn't until Windows 3 that the operating system began to generate significant sales. And so here's a case of put it out there and start fixing it. That's what happens. The software goes out now, like for your phone or whatever. I think Apple does as well. They put it out there, and then you fix it.
They update. Yes.
You get the updates while you're going. Maybe it doesn't have every single thing you want in it. Like, I think when the first phone came out, it didn't have something everybody wanted. Well, where's the camera? Or where's something? Well, it's okay, because subsequent models are going to have it, but you need to get something out.
Okay, let me say this, Francie, and maybe this is a discussion for after you finish. I think that some companies are just going too fast for their audience, and I think it can discourage a lot of people from even trying to pedal that fast. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got these guys, they're too slow getting it out.
And then you got some people got something coming out every week, and you're like, wait.
5 seconds.
And I haven't even caught up with the last thing you did.
Okay. It's like, oh, we got another date. Wait a minute. I got to go to work. We got another date. No, there's another date coming up. And we're going bungee jumping. And, oh, we're going to the rainforest. And, oh, we're going to, you know what I'm saying? To the trampoline place. I don't know. Just stuff everywhere, every second. You know, everybody can't make every date. You might want to slow that down, partner. And then after a while, the dates don't become special.
Because it's too common.
It's too much. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's my little rant.
Okay. The birth of the Internet, November 21st, 1969, a little less than a month after the first test message was sent. The first permanent link on the ARPANET is established between UCLA and the Stanford Research Institute, as the ARPANET was the foundation of the modern Internet. This connection can now be considered the very first link of what we now know as the Internet. November 22nd, 1995, Toy Story changes the movies. Walt Disney Pictures releases the Pixar Animation Studios production Toy Story, the first major motion picture that is created completely by computer-generated animation. A breakthrough film, Toy Story set the standard for all future computer-animated films to follow and catapulted Pixar into a household name. And you know who owned that?
Steve Jobs? Who?
You're right, Steve Jobs.
Okay.
They kicked him out of Apple, and
that's
he went
right.
over.
And
He went over there and said, like, okay, let's just do this. So Toy Story, and Toy Story is actually pretty good. You really, when you're watching it, it doesn't feel like you're watching a cartoon or anything. It really, you know what I mean?
The characters feel
Real.
like you can connect with them.
Yes. Now, November 23rd, 2004, Blizzard Entertainment releases the massively multiplayer online role-playing game World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is currently the most popular game online in history.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Fortnite is trying to catch up, but I don't know if it will.
I was thinking Fortnite, but
World of Warcraft is the one, and I think some of the other ones are kind of loosely based on that, just from what I see.
Yeah.
And that is your week in tech history.
Wow, that's quite a bit. I don't know what to say other than that's quite a bit.
Yeah. So, you know, there are a lot of people are, you know, maybe out either recovering from the turkey or out shopping, you know.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to kind of hit it. I know you're going to hit some things, but I want to talk a little bit about The Verge, talking about the best buys for phones. Best Black Friday 2018 phone deals at Best Buy, Walmart, and more. And it says Black Friday is a good time to shop for phones, but unless you're buying an unlocked device, you have to keep one thing in mind. There are almost always strings attached. You have to activate a new line or be slowly reimbursed the money or trade something in to get nearly every one of these deals. And that is true because there are different plans. If you go into T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, blah, 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 they want you to sign up with a 2-year for you to get the phone on payments.
Oh, okay.
If you want to get the phone on payments and you pay $34 a month, say, or whatever the payment is for the newest, greatest, whether it's a Pixel, whether it's a Apple, whatever it is, you're going to pay for the convenience of not having to pay it all up front.
Yes.
You need to consider that because you're locked into that thing for 2 years. And then the second thing is that it should include insurance on the phone. But if you are starting a new service, there's an activation fee. There are all these little hidden things.
Hidden costs.
Little hidden costs. Now, when I went to Apple, there wasn't all those little hidden costs. Apple has something where you're not paying interest on their you do need to qualify, but you're not going to pay interest, and you can get a new phone every time Apple has something come up. And the other carriers are trying to do the same thing, but they are a little bit more strings and handcuffs attached to it.
Well, they have to, because what they're really trying to do more so than sell you phones, is to lock you into the service plan.
Correct.
So they're just really a pass-through.
Correct.
Because their objective is to collect the monthly service fee.
And here's the thing. It's not necessary to have a monthly service fee any longer. You can buy the phone outright and don't have the service fee.
Well, then how do you get phone service?
Signal. You can get the phone service. You don't have to have a contract. I don't have a contract.
But I mean, you still have to have a provider.
You have to have a provider, but you don't need to be locked into 2 years and now you can't go to anybody else for the next 2 years. So that is why they're saying you probably want an unlocked device that you can take to any carrier.
That's portable from plan to plan.
Or carrier to carrier. If you don't want to be locked in to a particular carrier, you don't have to be locked in to a particular carrier.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you are happy with your carrier or if you planned to open a new line anyway, these confusing terms could work out well.
Yeah.
If you've already liked the people you're with and you add another line, it doesn't matter. But if you're starting up, you may want to consider that. Do you just want to buy do you just want to get the thing? You know what I mean? I always
just want to get it done.
Yeah. Me personally, I just pay it out, save up my coins and go pay for the whole thing. And then I'm not locked into anybody. Mm-hmm. I'm not paying interest. I'm not and nobody's in my pocket every month. Just so here's what you can find at the big stores and what to watch out for. Google Store. So long as you only want a Pixel, Google has some of the best deals around. It's one of the few stores with no strings attached. The price is the price. Buy a Pixel 3 or 3 XL, get another for 50% off. It ends after November 21st in the U.S. Well, that ship has sailed. Pixel 3 is $649, regularly $799, and runs November 22nd through the 25th, so you got 2 days left for that. Pixel 3 XL for $699, regularly $899, runs November 22nd through 25th. Pixel 3 or 3 XL comes with free Home Hub and $50 Google Store credit.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, well, if you're shopping
kind of
for
reward program or something, probably.
Yeah, okay. Something to that nature.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that side.
Correct.
But it caught my ear. But
yeah,
you know what I mean?
and it's because you're not an Android user, so this would not. Pixel is a new phone that Google has out. Walmart has a bunch of deals on iPhones and some recent Samsung phones, but they all require carrier activation. And the deal usually comes in the form of a gift card. So these are best for regular Walmart shoppers. In-store only from 6 p.m. local time Thursday to close on Sunday. The iPhone X, X Max, and the iPhone XR come with $300 gift card when activated on AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint payment plans. Mm-hmm. The iPhone X, 8, and 8 Plus come with a $400 gift card when activated on AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint. Samsung Galaxy Note 9, S9, S9 Plus, S8, and S8 Plus come with a $300 Walmart gift card when activated on AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint payment plan. Mm-hmm. Pre-Black Friday deals ending Wednesday. Okay, those ships have sailed already. So I'm not going to even go down there.
I just find it amazing how Black Friday keeps creeping into Wednesday, Tuesday,
right,
Monday.
and it is supposed to be Friday. Okay, Target offers a similar deals to Walmart, but its gift card bonuses are smaller in most cases and offered on fewer phones. The deals are all in store only from Friday through Sunday, November 25th. Samsung Galaxy Note 9 comes with $300 gift card. See, they're trying to keep you in their store.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing too is, what are you going to use that gift card for? You know, you got to have a case. You know, you got to have. You know, now that you're spending it on accessories, because it's probably only good at their store.
Exactly, because it's a gift card from their store. It
Whereas
is not a gift.
To get you in there, they used to give you a couple of months of free service, or a month of 30 days of free service or something. Remember?
Yes.
Now. It is the whole issue of, here's a gift card, hang around, come back.
We want you to come back into the store. Best Buy, a lot of Best Buy phone deals are tied to carrier activation, but it's also unique for offering one of the only discounts on unlocked phones too. And these are all running from Thursday through Sunday. So you cannot get unlocked at Walmart or Target. You have to pick a plan, and T-Mobile was not part of those plans. When I'm reading this, T-Mobile was not a part of those plans. So if you are on T-Mobile and you're trying to get a phone and get one of those gift cards, it's not going to happen at Walmart or Target. But Best Buy, you can get it unlocked, which means you can go into T-Mobile and have a SIM card put in. You can also get it unlocked at Apple.
That's what I was thinking. Why not just, after you get it, if you don't have credit or you don't have a way to buy it at the Apple store, go over there and make sure you get Apple Care. Can you get Apple Care if you don't buy it at the Apple store?
Yes, you can.
So you can go in later.
You can buy Apple Care at other stores. Hey, Carlos. Samsung has different deals for every single carrier, as well as deals of its own. Karen is luxury.
She is on vacation, girl. What is going on over there?
That's all right. Vacation.
I'm just taking note, girl.
Take vacation for all of us. Hey, Carlos. So Samsung has deals. You're going to be best off buying the phone unlocked. You'll skip your carrier's activation fee and get the same or better discount. But Sprint and T-Mobile do have some appealing offers of their own, and some don't even require a payment plan.
Yeah. I know. I got my phone at Sprint, and anytime I want to upgrade my phone, I can just do that. There's no additional cost. So it helps me keep up with the generations of phones. And I'm happy with the service.
Yes. So, they talked about Apple. Apple doesn't give you a big gift card as some of the other people, but you know what you're going to get with Apple. You're not getting all the little frills and all of the other stuff, but you are getting the Apple, and you can get it unlocked. Verizon, the downside to Verizon's deals is that they are essentially locking you into a 2-year contract. Since your discount comes in the form of reduced monthly payments. But if you're happy to stick with the Verizon for the next 2 years, then there's little reason to fear the hidden terms here. There are actually some solid discounts to be had. With one exception, the deals will only be available for 2 days. Online Thursday and both online and in stores on Friday. So you're really going to have to choose carefully, because they're not being real straightforward. All the people who do the phone.
And that has always been the case, Francine. Haven't you noticed that with these carriers?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the contract. When you get the phone on these carriers, and there are about this many pages about the contract. Who's going to sit there and read this?
And then they want you to sign through that too.
Print. You don't know if you sold your firstborn or what the heck happened in there. All you know is you got a new phone. Girl, please.
They tie you up so you're not reading all the fine print.
They know it's impossible.
Right.
And there's a line. Excuse me, I'm going to stand here and read this. Now that would stop a lot of that foolishness because retailers would complain.
Well, here's another little story. Amazon now sells Macs, iPads, Apple Watches, and Apple TVs directly through Apple. So no iPhones yet, though. But according to Amazon's new deal with Apple, the popular online retailer is now directly selling some of Apple's products. And the first wave of devices is available starting today, which was the 21st when this story came out. So far, a host of Apple's products have already shown up on Amazon, including Macs, MacBooks, iPads, Apple Watches, and even Apple TV. And, you know, and whoever wrote this article said one would think that it would be banned for competing too closely with Amazon Fire TV devices. But there is no competition because the two things are not... If I'm an Apple person, I'm not buying Amazon TV. If I'm an Amazon person, I'm not buying Apple. So there really isn't any competition.
Cross-pollination.
No.
And then some people might have both things and testing it out. So
right. So why not sell it and get part of the revenue from selling something somebody wants? What a concept.
For Apple, it's a great distribution center. It
Correct.
just enlarges, bam, their ability to provide product.
And the iPhone, it says notably missing is the iPhone, which is still reportedly coming to Amazon as an official Apple sold product as part of the deal. So you will see the iPhones over there. They're just not there yet.
Well, my question is, can they produce them fast enough? You know, anytime they release a phone, bam, it's sold out in 2-3 days. Can you imagine if they're selling it online also?
Well, they have, you know, they've already covered that. They've already got the phones back in warehouse or whatever.
They're going to have to meet that supply and demand. Because a lot of times they're on back order. Remember?
Well, they did. That was a strategic move.
Okay. To create scarcity.
Go ahead, Karen.
Who this is what they do? Will tell you. Even if you go into anywhere that's housing Apple, they'll say, you're better off going to the Apple store. I've been in the Best Buy, and they've got a section where there's an Apple product, and they were telling the guy, he goes, you can buy it here if you want, but to be honest, I have an iPhone. Get to the Apple store. That's where you want it.
I think it's because a lot of times the people working in those stores, most of them have Androids. And so they can't help you with the iPhone.
Exactly, so because the people, the Best Buy or whoever hired, is like they don't use the phone. I'm like, okay, no, go buy your phone over at the Apple store because these people don't have a clue right here as to what they're doing.
That's what the guy said to me. He said, I am an Apple guy, he goes, and I tell you I know a lot of things, but I don't know nearly enough to give out, really good information, so I just don't. I send people over to the Apple store. I'm like, you work at Best Buy. He's like,
but think about it. When I pick up my daughter's Android, I have no idea how to even turn it on, Francine. I do not speak Android. I say, and every once in a while, I try to turn her phone on, and I remember, okay, it's on the back, but that's a whole different language.
Yeah, and if they're going to sell, they can sell you the box and ring it up, but they cannot tell you anything on how to use it or do anything. So if you already use Apple and you just need to pick up something because you're over there and pick it up and you already understand, then you're okay. But if you need help with how to do something, you're probably better off going to the manufacturer.
Makes sense.
Anyway. As a part of the Amazon deal, only Apple or Apple authorized resellers will be allowed to sell Apple and Beat devices through Amazon's site. Any unauthorized listings will be taken down on January 4th. So that means all of them rogue people who have crap out there that is not real Apple product. You know how the cords and stuff are not real.
Yeah, remember we had talk about those cords.
Yeah, those people will be offline January 4th.
good, because they were so bold, they were even putting Apple's branding on there and logo, and yeah, they were just outrageous. So now they have the ability to go in, since they have an agreement, and so this works out well for Apple too, because it protects their brand.
And brand and companies always look to that, right? They pay attention and they don't do it yap. They find strategic ways in doing it
to protect the brand.
Anyway, so that is some of the stuff that's happening. Terry, you were telling me some things that's happening in, was it Facebook or something is going on?
Yeah, I was going to tell you that Instagram and Facebook are redesigning the face of the app, and they're, what do you call it, de-emphasizing followers and follower count, and they're encouraging more the content, who you are versus how many followers you have, da-da-da-da-da. So there's an effort to de-emphasize that. And let me see if I can find this.
So the numbers are not going to be, it's going to be quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it says Instagram's new profile design emphasizes users instead of their follower count. And they describe this. Let me give you a couple of paragraphs. Instagram announced on its press site today that the company is testing out new user profile layouts. Over the next several weeks, you may see features rearranged at the top of your profile, including changes to icons, buttons, and the way you navigate between the tabs. The blog post explains your photo grids will be safe. It's okay. They're not going to be... Because I work on that. What? Okay. It's not going to do a Facebook thing or you just, what happened to, okay. Your photo grids will be safe, though, so you can breathe easy. Everyone, examples of potential changes can be seen above. And you can see these changes over here on The Verge. They have let me see if I can show you what they did a little bit. I don't know if that... Can you see where they sort of... You don't see the number of followers.
Oh, the number of followers so much anymore. You got the person's picture. Because the picture used to be on the left.
This is on Instagram?
Yeah, this is Instagram. They, of course, everything that we're seeing and showing, that means you have to go in and, what's the word? Update...
update your app, yes.
Yes.
Yes, so it's going to look a little less intimidating. You know how you have the ability to see different things? Okay, so now you can, this is what's at the top. Look, follow, message, call.
Yeah, but the picture is moved over to the right-hand side instead of being... You know what I mean? Everything has changed and moved around. So you're going to need to update your app.
So they're testing these new features. And over the next several weeks, you may see features rearranged at the top of your profile, including changes to the icons, buttons, the way you navigate. Like I said, examples of potential changes can be seen over there on The Verge. And it says Twitter recently made a similar change to its iOS app as the company thinks about, and I like this sentence, as the company thinks about how to prioritize meaningful conversation on the platform rather than focusing on numbers. Instagram is no doubt thinking about the authenticity on its platform, as well as the company also recently started cracking down on fake followers, comments, and likes. So they will say that the follow and the message buttons sit next to each other, and you'd be able to see your mutual followers when you tap on the user's follower tab. So, in other words, they're trying to get us to be authentic on the web, have genuine conversations. And you know what this makes me think of? It makes me think of vocal
Oh yeah, where you just can't go in and do
You know,
everything.
your conversations are, what would you call them? Focused, pointed, and chosen in a way that niches it down to what you really want to talk about, which is what Twitter is about. So Instagram says it's working on these changes and will be testing out different combinations in phases over the next few weeks. The company says it will keep experimenting. Did you hear that word? Experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what businesses need to do.
With profiles based on feedback. So if you're absolutely opposed to having an IGTV tab, better let them know. I just want you to know.
I think Karen is right and doing the experimentation. Again, you know they're giving all of this to us for free, so there's not too much complaining we can do.
Okay.
It's not your ball.
Nope. And you just get in there, you just experiment with it, just enjoy it, and that's what it is. And if you teach a class in it today, tomorrow it might change, and you just gonna have to
Exactly.
and teach
Exactly.
That's how it is.
Yep. So let's just get with it and don't sit up there and complain.
And I also wanted to emphasize that Walmart and several others are going to extensive efforts to try to keep you from having a poor Black Friday experience. I mean, they have set up a telecom system in Silicon Valley, Walmart, so that you know how you always have 24-hour customer service, but this is to actually monitor things like what's going on with the customer experience, and even in putting all that effort into it, Walmart still had problems, and several others had problems with Black Friday issues. It says Black Friday has started earlier than ever. Companies like Walmart and Lululemon weren't ready. And this is after all, I don't know why, all this investment. I mean, if you could have seen that center, there's a picture of it over there on The Verge. It looked like a military command center. I mean, there were monitors everywhere. People had hair, but they were doing it. And I'm just like, and yet, here's my concern. As small business owners, we need to be aware of this. What happened when they didn't have a good experience was they took to Twitter. The customers took to Twitter. And so, what happens is because people are monitoring their phones and someone says, you know what, this stuff keeps jumping out of the cart. I can't get the deal done online. Da-da-da-da-da-da. People say, oh, well, I'm just not going to bother with that. I'm going to go to another store site and get it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it does affect what they call web hopping, online shopping or web hopping, because people will just hop right over you to the one that's working. Because the person who's having the experience is going to say, girl, you need to go to such and such a site to get it.
Yes,
right.
Exactly. My friend had her 25th wedding anniversary coming up, and we're doing it in Jamaica. And a group of us are just getting it booked together, so it's easier, plane ticket, everything, one place, right? And so majority of people said yes to it. Some people are like, I can do my own. Anyway, one central person is booking for everybody. I mean, the central person booking for everybody because I'm not booking for everybody. She books everything. Everything, right? And so they said, go online and book it. And so the girl went online and booked it. And of course, we doing exactly what you're saying, jumping here, carrying the numbers there, doing all sorts of things. And so my friend that is renewing, she just got online. She said, listen, I've got quite a number of people, probably close to 100 people coming with what is going on. You can't do this. I mean, if you see how fast we got discounts because they wanted to rectify.
Oh, yeah.
To use a different company altogether. Everything got streamlined. I mean, I was getting calls. Everybody was getting calls. Listen, bear with us. We're looking after you. We're seeing into this. And so I think, and I was telling her, I said, can't get to think, because I appreciate that they take time to call all of us. people in Canada, there's people in England coming, there's people in the States coming, and they're calling everybody and talking about it. They're not only sending us emails, but they actually call us. They get on the phone and say, hey.
Well, they must have a woman in charge of their customer service, because they know that we will cancel something. If we're having a bad experience, we're not trying to do this with you, and we want to talk to a person.
Yeah, so she called. She's like, I don't know if you know what happened 3 days ago, but I'm just calling to let you know. And I really didn't know what happened.
Exactly.
And I'm just calling everybody and let them know it's under control. We're taking care of everything. There's just a glitch, and we didn't forget you guys. It's getting taken care of. There's gonna be some compensation in all this. You're like, okay.
And think about this, ladies and gentlemen. When you're doing business, 50% of something is better than zero. It's better to give a deep discount to keep that customer. 100 people?
Because acquiring is more expensive than keeping.
And not only that, I mean, I'm still making a profit. And my customer is happier and more willing to work with me because they see that I sincerely care enough to give a discount.
Yes, yes. And people appreciate that call. I know. As much as I didn't know, I was like, good, thank you for keeping me in the loop. You know? And I'm sure everybody who got the call was like, yeah, thank you.
Well, see, there's a method to that madness, too. Because there may be one person in the group who can stir up everybody. Say, girl, let's just not do this with them. I'm not feeling this. And then she calls the next person. So somebody could be, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Somebody does need and deserve an individual call.
Right.
Because they're making an individual purchase, even though it's for a group destination.
Right. Yes. I thought they did well.
They did. That's why I said it must be a woman, because she knows one woman, one influencer.
Yes.
The whole sale. Right, Francine? If
yeah.
you don't go to the kitchen,
we'll be over in another store. We'll just be gone. So I think these are really good things to keep in mind, especially when they are already telling you to look toward building relationships on the site and not necessarily follow the numbers. You're building the relationship, and these people are hanging out with so and so. You should too. Not
exactly. Or you should buy followers, because people look at the number of followers you have.
And that's going away.
I like what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people spend money on followers. I had known somebody who built up their company that way. I think he spent $2,500 on Twitter followers, and then I don't know, another chunk on Facebook followers. And by the time I said, what is wrong with you? Because none of those people interact on his page, because I went to test his page for a week. And nobody was interacting with him. And then I finally said to him, like, who are these people on your page? And, you know, because I just started to learn about Facebook and how to look at the pics, how to look at the back and all that sort of stuff. People from Bangladesh, people from all over the place. Nobody cares about those people are not going to buy it, because it was a local business in the States we were talking about.
And do I care if they buy? I'm in the States.
And here's the other thing. People, and we keep saying it, and we're going to keep saying it and keep saying it. Social media is not necessarily for people to buy something from you. It's for them to get to know you.
Yes.
And if you're not putting content out for them to get to know you, they're not going to buy from you.
It's your PR. Social media is your PR. I was writing, I didn't post it yet, but I said I'm going to write a blog on post. Social media is your PR. It's the person with the mic who's saying, hey, this is Coach Karen Fern, this is Fran, this is Terry. This is what social media does. Once enough people hear you, you really and truly is your friends first that buy from you, because they know you already, and they tell people. Influencer, I've been reading up something on influencers, and I'm like, influencers are in your back pocket. Initially, it's not the people who are shouting on this. Initially, it's the people you know, your family. They're going to tell people even just in passing. And those people are going to tell other people. And you want to really, like for Instagram, I haven't been doing much. But when somebody like or comment, you want to go back and say thank you.
Right.
If you're following them up, you continuously do this. Then you send them a message either to join a group or give them something free or talk to them or ask them how you can help them. That's building your relationship. That's what PR people do for us, you know. hire somebody in public relations. They're trying to get the word about you out there. They're not selling your product.
And a lot of people are making.
Somebody said, yeah, they hired her. They're like, I didn't get any sales. She's like, I don't sell for you.
And a lot of people are making that mistake, thinking that I got to get it out on Facebook so somebody can come to my event, or I need to get it out on Instagram so that somebody can come to my event. We need to get people in the seats. They're not coming because of that.
No. If you want to do it that way, then you want Google AdWords. It's better for you because that's an immediate buy. Those ads are to trigger people to come and look and buy. Those are not to build a relationship. So there's a difference, right? The Google ad make you come and buy. They might be a loyal customer, but you can get a whole bunch of people through the door. It's like with those Groupons. If you had a bunch of Groupon and if you sold a class at a discount, at a deep discount for Groupon, that is getting people in the door to create a buzz. It's not your business. It's just the start point, right? And it would be better off if I was selling like a sewing class or a cooking class. Because if I have 10 to 12 people in it and they only pay me $20, it's $20 by 20 people, $20 by whatever. And it's for the same hour. So for me, if I was prepping and I needed 5 hours, I teach the class at 2, but I prep for 3, let's say, I got paid for each hour. That's how you have to think about it. Now, when the people are with you, you have to be so good that they want to come back and buy from you. Mm-hmm. Only 10% or maybe 20%, if you're lucky, is going to actually come back and purchase. Because if they are bargain shoppers, they're not coming back. But it's okay because you're not supposed to take that money and turn into real advertising dollars. Take the money, get out the Groupon, I encourage, and then go to AdWords because AdWords is going to bring a group and not set up. And then you want to do the back end, the Facebook ad, which is building audience and culture and leading up to your product line. But most people just sell AdWords, Facebook ad, or some ad, and they don't move people through the journey. So if you're new to business or you never really sell, like sell, it's kind of hard. Your mind starts getting confused. Like, where do I sell? Where do I advertise? Like, I think that's the hardest part. I find online, especially when I first started, how do I sell without salesy but not understanding all the parts? Yeah. We've got failure and bring me to that.
I think we start with understanding the purpose of the tool.
Exactly. This is not a hammer. This is a screwdriver. Exactly. And if you don't understand the tools, especially social media tools, that's why we have TJ comes in here on Tuesday to help us understand how to use tools. And Coach Karen just explained to you the difference between the tools. So know how to use your tools correctly. I got to put this screw in and I'm just going to keep hammering. Stop.
Eventually you're going to hit whatever it is you're trying to
tearing up the wall.
Okay.
You're tearing up the wall and stuff. That is not the tool for that. So
could you imagine me using a hammer out there, friend, to change the battery in my doorbell?
Oh man.
In my
You'll be smashing it, Terry.
Yeah, it comes with its own tools.
It really does. And they tell you, here's the tool for this particular screw, and here's how you take this out, put it back in, do this. Yeah. But the other person is, I need to figure out how to open this thing.
Yeah. That reminds me of IKEA furniture. They always send you with the keys and all those things to just put in. And I've been at a place at a time, and I see this lady take out the screwdriver, her hammer, and I was like, you do know the tools are in the box. And she said, no, I just have to the tools are in the box.
The exact tool for
for that furniture is in the box. And then if you didn't want to do that, they have an account with TaskRabbit that will put it together for you.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I am not putting this together. Yeah. And then I'm not bringing it to the house. How am I going to get it to the house? I don't own a truck. So now that's another expense.
Yeah, you just let them deliver it. If you're a fixer like me, I like tinker. But otherwise, big items, they send the people, they come in. And
the other thing is, I want it done.
Yeah, you put it. I want you to deliver it.
You have people who drop and assemble.
I want you to, yes, drop and assemble. Send it to the house, put it together. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Because otherwise, I could get one of my ex-husbands. They're never coming anyway. Did you fix the da-da-da-da? Oh, sure, Terry, I'll be back. I'm feeling to go. You know what I'm saying? Just find me a handyman, please.
And you just want it done because the idea that you have, a lot of times our ideas are held up because we don't know the right tools or we don't know how to put something together. And so you had the idea of putting this beautiful shelf over here to put all of your stuff on there, but you can't, now the stuff's still on the floor because you don't know how to put the shelf together, or you
I
don't.
can't even lift the box, friend.
Yeah.
I can't get it out the car because they put it in, but now I'm...
But you didn't want to call somebody to deliver it for you, pay the little extra for the delivery and the assembly, and just have it done and put your stuff on the shelf and be happy that it's done.
And enjoy it, yes.
Yeah. You spend time being frustrated with yourself, and you have all the reasons really why you're gonna get to it.
I call it fixing to. I'm fixing to do that. But it never ever gets done.
Because it didn't get on the schedule and you didn't care enough to push it through enough to call somebody to get it done. Because you know technically you really can't do it. And because it's going to take at least 8 hours out of your time, your mental capacity to sit down there and figure that out.
Yes. And most things need to be figured out. A friend, we'd worked together years ago, and he'd started a side business. He was a handy guy, but not the regular handy guy that you would think. He's not coming to build you anything. Here's what he did. He come in and change your fuse. He changed your light bulb. He put back in a switch plate. That's the kind of handy level he was at. He's not trying to fix anything. No plumbing, nothing. And he lets
Don't let him in the wall. Don't take their faceplate off. Don't touch it. I used to have
this was him. But guess what? He was filled. I mean, he had work to capacity. There was
Because
don't want to change their bulb, don't know how to change the bulb, don't know how to change the fuse,
or can't reach it, or whatever.
There's a guy here in Sacramento. His name is Husbands Are Us, because he does all that stuff that you don't want, that you would call your husband for.
Yeah, honey-do list.
He'll come and do it. Put in the garbage disposal, come in, hang a light.
Is that not solving a problem?
It is.
Exactly.
I don't need you to be a contractor to come and do the whole house. I just need the light bulb changed.
That's it, yeah. And that's what he did, and he'd come in, and no matter what he wanted, he says, okay, I know a carpet guy, I know cleaning service, you need it, and I know the plumber. He'll send you to them. He's not doing it. That's what he comes in, that's what he used to do. And also, what's his name? Richard, this guy from Rich Dad Poor Dad, he one of his tapes I listened to the time, and he said he bought a garbage disposal bowl, whatever that engine or machine was, right? Mm-hmm. And he said he was putting it in because he was like, I'm down to $50, and there's no way I'm going to spend it on the guy. And he got to Home Depot, and he spent $75 by the time the guy told him what to buy. He spent $75. So there. So he came home, he cut his little finger, he cut his thumb. He went back out to get Band-Aid. The dinner he bought from the Chinese got cold. The microwave. He said finally he went and he knocked on the door. He was in a condo. What the condo had, and he went to the guy and he knocked on the door and he said to the guy, look, I need to get this stuff in. This is what happened to me. I'm going to get paid on Friday. Could you please do it for me? How much would you charge? And the guy said to him, oh, I've got some of those at the back. Let me check. Oh, $35. And he said he went to his washroom and he couldn't stop looking at himself. The guy charged him for the disposal and to put it in $35. And he had 2 cuts.
See? And that's just fear. That's fear operating. I don't know how much this is going to cost, so I'm not calling nobody.
Yes, he said it. He said, He said, I was there. He said, I said to the guy. The guy said, okay, I'll take it off your head. Because he bought the wrong one also.
See, and that was the other thing, because the people at Home Depot or whatever, they're not in your kitchen, so they really don't know when you're going to go buy a sink. The sink size makes a difference to cover the hole where the sink's supposed to go. See, you don't know all of that. That's why you call somebody else.
And then, Francine, too, we don't know the level of training at Home Depot. I could be working there for the holidays, and you come up and say you need a garbage disposal, and I say, hey, Joe, could you help this lady with the garbage? Joe is a lighting specialist.
Thank you.
Girl, please. People, please.
Call the professionals.
You understand what I'm saying to you? I mean, my kids have worked at Home Depot doing all of that. I want them trying to tell you what to do it. Please.
I learned that lesson when I go and I talk to somebody. I always ask them, what did you buy, girl? I always ask them when I go to Home Depot.
How long you been doing this? Oh, I'm retired. Oh my God. From bridge building. Well, how do you do bridge building? Because I know how to use a hammer and a screwdriver.
Thank you. Yeah. You can't help me with what I need.
Well, do you know how to mix this paint?
Hire the professionals. So when you're putting together the kid's bike, if you want that kid to arrive home safely, please hire somebody that can put that bike together for the kid. Don't you do it yourself.
And put that battery in correctly.
There's some people just duds at it. Like you know, these are services. Actually, people, if you're listening and you're going to listen to people, these are services that if you have the talent for, you can start a business with.
Especially this time of year, because I am so tired of watching people put bikes together and still have parts.
No, honey, you can't ride the bike today. So if you need to, be the toy tinker. And help people put their bikes together. Here in Sacramento, we've seen lots of people that they put up your Christmas lights for you. That's all they do. Yes. They'll go up on the roof, hang the lights.
Because you need to know how to put on your fuse box. I mean, and the people who do the music with it. I just say this is a talent, man. This is not my talent, but it's somebody else's talent.
And your promo should look like this. Somebody up on the roof, rolling slowly to the ground.
We'll do that. There's another company here called No More Ugly Wires. Well, they will drop your wires for your, you know how you put your TV up on the thing, and they'll drop the wires down behind the wall so that there's no wires and stuff. Nice. And I was like, yes, let's call these people. They'll mount the TV, roll the wires so that you don't have wires all over the place trying, and that's all they do is No More Ugly Wires. It's
I need to talk to my friend. Okay. I'm like, that's why I haven't mounted my TV. I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't like seeing it.
Across my mantelpiece and down the wall.
And around over here and trying to make it look cute.
Door frame.
And they will do that. So I know several people who do that type of work, and I will send you their name, because that is just you get the TV, it's flat, it's thin, and it's supposed to be on the wall or something, but it's
because we watch those shows and we love how they're looking. We're like, why always not like that?
Why's mine got wires looking crazy? It's supposed to be a smart TV. Can I get wireless? I don't know.
Well, ladies, it is the top of the hour, a little bit past, and your Thanksgiving Day weekend is still going for everybody watching live on the replay and recovering from your turkey and recovering from all the festivities of friends and family. We want to say thank you for tuning in with us. It is Friday, even though it seems like it's another day of something. It just doesn't seem like Friday. We will be back on Monday, and I believe you're the lady that you work with.
Felicia
will be on Monday. And so you'll tune in from her. We're going to interview her. She's a stylist here in the local area, Sacramento, and has been running a successful salon for a very long time. So we'll be talking with her on Monday. And so we want you to enjoy your weekend. Coach Karen will be with us on Wednesday, talking more about your money.
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying your holidays, ladies.
Thank you so much. And everybody, thank you so much. We are so thankful for each one of you who decided to be our friends. And we will be back on Monday. And Terry,
we're getting close to First Monday, too.
Yes.
So, guys, put that on your calendar. Save the date.
Yes, please do. And one more thing. Don't forget to go to the front of your own line. It's important. We need you. Alrighty.
Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.